Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Yes, like that intro, huh? Let the bulls out is in the building. The one and only who created that intro for me. What's good, brother? Good to see you in the stream for sure. Interesting day today in the market. So the market is bleeding. Did you still make some crypto gains? Did you still make some crypto gains? We're going to get into that today. Is there some news on Twitter? Yeah. Are there some videos on YouTube? Yeah. Sure. But again, we're really moving into not being beholden to the market as a digital asset holder. We're really moving into the next level of not being beholden to the market. The ups and the downs. You got to make money when the market's down. And you don't have to do it by trying to be a day trader or doing swing trades. But I just discovered that, look, it's important to look at this market different and to look at this bull run differently. It really is important to look at it differently. I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months, what's going to happen in the fall. I really don't know. Are we going to get to, there's a ton of tokens that haven't even reached their previous all-time highs yet, like XRP. Are you earning more XRP? Are you earning more Bitcoin and more Ethereum, more Bitcoin Cash? Are you earning more? Are you earning crypto on your crypto? Are you earning fees for being a participant in the DeFi space? That's the question that I have for you. I got to tell you, I must have 15, 18 tabs open on some DeFi projects that I've been looking into and learning and wanting to learn more and more and more, because I think it's important to prepare for the bear market today. To today prepare for the bear market, not to wait until the bear market comes, because we're all waiting for when moon. And then when the bear market comes, we're not prepared, right? So we don't have that head start, if you will. And by the way, what's going on, crypto_JS? By the way, it's great to see you too, who let the bulls out. There are platforms that are launching. One launched today that is has an EVM, is a layer 2 solution to Ethereum. It has an EVM with it as well. I don't want to say that it's exactly like the Flare networks, but it does come with an EVM and able to port over, if you will, and have those platforms that are on Ethereum come over to the platform. Now, are they big market caps like XRP and XLM and Litecoin? No, they're not. Have you heard of Arbitrum? Do you know about Optimism? What have you learned about these projects, and are you prepared and are you looking for them? This is the next level. What's going on, XRP number one? This is the next level in terms of DeFi and what's going on with them. Interestingly enough, Arbitrum does not even have a token with it. It's a platform, no token though. What do you know about those, right? Wade Johnson, what's going on, my friends? Good to see you. Yeah, so happy Friday. We're going to hang out a little bit. I'm going to share what I've been kind of going through. Do you know about Zapper Fi? Do you know about wallet.matic.network? Do you know about Aave? Do you know about Curve? Like, what are you learning about these platforms? Right? I mean, we could talk what's going on in the Ripple lawsuit, but is anything going on there? I'm not sure, right? Mario Argigas is in the building. So yeah, so we're going to get into that for sure. But let me first share this live stream. Anybody know about those platforms that I just mentioned? Polygon and what they're doing in DeFi. Arbitrum, what they just launched for developers today. Do you know what Zapper.finance is? Do you know about Sushi Swap? Have you tested it? I was just chatting back and forth with someone in the channel in the comments section, and he was talking about he's loving wand swap for yield on XRP. Loving wand swap for yield on XRP. Because as a lot of you know, this channel had talked about Celsius for so long and providing that yield on XRP. And they are no longer providing yield on XRP, but they do have an answer, an alternative, which is interesting. And I'll share that with you guys as well. So guys, I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say is we gotta look to where the future is and be prepared for it. And it's definitely DeFi. And I say, why not prepare now during these down times, during the down market, right? And before we actually get into that big time bear market, because it is coming for sure. Let me share this out on Twitter and on Facebook also. So that's the thing that I'm looking at, it can be a little challenging. Patience is at an all-time high in terms of this market, the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs, right? It can be very, very, very challenging, right? It can be very, very challenging. And so how do you prepare for that? I think it's so huge. What's going on, King David? Good to see you. Let me share this out here. Ripple slant XRP. The market is bleeding. Are you still making crypto gains? That's what this is about, is being prepared for the future. And I just think that being involved in the DeFi space and learning it, testing it out. The great thing about once you migrate over to Polygon is that the fees are like 0.0000009, 0.00001. I mean, it's of a penny. Like it's insignificant. It's so teeny. So let's see. Don't do that. Yeah. It's teeny, tiny. So let's close this. Let's do that. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. It's 33 people here already. It's a Friday night. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about what are we going to do? Are we preparing for this bear market? Like, are we truly prepared for the bear market? Are we just waiting for When Moon? Are we just hanging around just waiting for When Moon? Wade Johnson, that's a great question. We're going to get into that for sure. Mark X, hello to all. Hello, Mark. How are you? Cryptic Life checked in. What's going on, bro? It is definitely good to see you. John Stoops checked in. Let me get over to StreamYard. I can see that the stream is working okay over here on YouTube. Where's my StreamYard? There it is there. All right, cool. Rob Singh is checking in. Wow, what's going on, brother? XRP Joe, that is funny. Yeah, it's good to see you, XRP Joe. We're going to get into that as well. Ramundo. And we're going to get into what's the easiest way to get into the DeFi space, the simplest way to do it for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Crypto_JS, buy the dips when you can. If you cannot, then hodl strong, set your exits, stick to your plan, adjust as needed, but have a plan for sure. And again, those are things that are all dependent upon the market, right? That is all, it's all very, very much dependent upon the market. And so, for us, the next thing is to not be beholden to the market and still make crypto gains, right? Not be beholden to the ups and the downs, the ebbs and the flows, the institutional traders or institutions manipulating the market. How do you earn money on your money, right? How do you earn money on that fiat? Do you have a mechanism to earn and create an income and cash flow business in crypto? I believe you can. I truly, truly believe that you can. And that's what I've been investigating for sure, how to do that. Thank you, XRP Joe. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that big time, bro. Please make sure to smash the like button if you were enjoying the content. Also subscribing for content notifications and ring that bell for live stream updates. There you go, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so that is the thing that I'm talking about, right? Not being beholden. You know, a lot of people, the Celsius network is massive. I mean, my God, they are doing amazing things. But what people don't understand, and I'm talking about people who want to do things on the next level, is Celsius makes money and creates yield in the up market and the down market. It's a business. What I'm trying to get across to this audience is that you can do the same thing. Create a business. Create a cash flow income or business, if you will, within the DeFi space. You can do the same thing, not to that level, perhaps, but you can do the same things, and you can do it relatively safe as well, right? You can do it relatively safe as well. And I think that is so, so, so important to understand. It really, really is hugely important to understand. And I was thinking about this, and I really have to, I've been pondering this a ton about what happens when I borrow against an asset and I'm no longer earning interest on that asset versus if I borrow in the DeFi space, am I continuing to earn interest on that asset? That is a question to really ponder. Being a lender and a borrower on Celsius is just awesome. It is the best of the best. You can't beat a 1% loan. You can't beat a 1% loan. That's a really cool thing. And getting that money in stable coins is cool. Obviously, you get a chance to defer taxes. You know, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take my financial advice, please. But, you know, there's a chance to defer taxes there. And that is hugely important. But do understand, and Alex has said this plenty of times, when you do borrow, you're no longer earning interest. It's important to understand that. Sami Amar, yo, C's been following forever. I jumped on XRP at 3 cents when it got wrecked with the announcement. Do you think that the XRP versus SEC case will get delayed for next year? No, I do not. I don't think that, Sammy. Appreciate you being here, my friend. I do not think that it'll be delayed to next year. I do strongly believe that there will be some type of settlement and or summary judgment this year. The question is it going to be during or before, the altcoin run? And are we going to have that altcoin run in September, in October, November, and December? Are we going to have it? That's really the question. But I don't think it's going to go on till next year. I really don't. So something to ponder, and I have to look at it. I'm trying to hook up with as many people that I can who operate on Aave, who operate on Curve, who operate on Polygon, to make sure that when I deposit, I'm earning interest. But if I borrow, am I still earning interest on my deposit? Because if that's the case, and I believe that it is the case, that you are still earning interest, that's different. Because now I'm earning interest in both lending and in borrowing, right? I'm earning interest both ways. Yeah, I heard I heard about the SEC lawyer who's moving on. Let me ask you this, XRP Joe. Do you if I think it's obvious to most people that the case is not going the way of the SEC, right? It seems to be more favored towards Ripple. Do you think if the case was moving more towards the SEC, and then the judge was you kind of get the sense that it's leaning a little bit more towards Ripple. What if it was the other way around and it was leaning more towards, it seemed like it was more in favor of what the SEC was doing? Do you think that that lawyer would have left? Is a question that I have. And I heard Crypto Eddie reporting that earlier today. And I just think that in the middle of something, a job offer can only be appealing, I think, if you're not winning, right? Arguably the biggest case, if won, that's a check mark in the resume, right? Part of the team from the SEC who won, and arguably the biggest case in the digital asset space history, right? I mean, I don't know. I think so. Am I delaying? No, right? So I think that is obviously money is always a big factor, but in the middle of a case, unless the writing's on the wall, right? I feel like maybe the writing's on the wall. Then let us not forget about the other attorneys that are coming up from somewhere. I don't forget where they're coming from. Was it Chicago, or I think it was Chicago? Remember the other attorneys coming in from I believe it was the Chi-Town area as well. Remember that? So maybe the writing's on the wall, and they've been, I think, and I saw what's his name, Attorney Jeremy Hogan, say, lawyers leave when they get a better job offer. I just think this is a big deal, right? And so either they know in-house that they don't have a fighting chance to win, right? Right? I think if it was going their way, if these people from Chicago, one of them, specializes in settlement, if they weren't coming in, if all the reports and all that kind of news was Ripple is getting hammered and Ripple is, Brad Garlinghouse is, been charged with fraud. I mean, something coming out on the side of the SEC. I don't know if they leave, right? Because again, to have that notch in the belt that you were part of that team and, bringing down, that type of deal, I think would speak a lot more, that checking that box and having that in the resume, I think would really make a big difference. Yeah, we've covered the Apollo currency thing before, my friend. We definitely have covered that. Gensler is cleaning house. Yeah, I could see that. Raven is in the building. Peter Vuj is here. What's up, my friend? Rob Singh checked in. I appreciate you being here. What's up, Willie Washington? Yeah, the SEC lawyers are abandoning ship. Yeah. Have no thoughts on Nexo. I wouldn't send my, yeah, I'm not a fan of Nexo. I'm not a fan of their business model and what they do, Ramundo. Siege, any thoughts on SHIB and Shiba Swap? Yeah, well, I don't know enough about it. I do know it feels like it's a project with people looking to make some moves. I think that's interesting. I really, really do. We'll see what Shiba Swap is, what it turns out to be. But my understanding is it's a project looking to do some stuff, that it is not the meme coin, but it is a project looking to do some stuff. So, we'll have to see what it looks to do. We have to look to see what it ultimately can do. And That's still right 2 years or so. I don't know if it's going to be the next Doge and kind of how Doge took off. I don't know. For me in the crypto Siege's home, it was worth the gamble, right? At these prices, it's kind of worth the gamble for sure. So yeah, exactly, Ramondo. It's got to have these corrections and these ups and downs. And I know everybody, a lot of people were saying that this bull run is different and it's going to last longer and all of these other different things, right? And again, for me, I like being able to earn crypto during the good times and the bad time. And I'm learning that it can be done in the DeFi space relatively. Yeah, we covered that about the whole going on with the that guy Jeffrey, and yep, yeah, we've covered that for sure. It's been covered a ton, absolute ton for sure. So that's kind of the deal. That's kind of where we are, guys. That's kind of where we are. Again, I was chatting with some on my channel in the comments, and they were talking about WanSwap. What do you guys know about WanSwap? See here if I can find it. I love talking about Celsius so much and XRP because they were providing some yield on XRP, and that was nice to see. That was very, very nice to see. But that has stopped. And they are looking, Celsius is looking into providing stable coin interest on XRP. That's what they're working on right now. That's what they're working on. So we'll see when that comes, but WanSwap is available to earn XRP for merely depositing XRP on there. Let's see something. For merely depositing your XRP on there. That's a pretty cool deal. So FI Vibe responded to the video I did. Oh, a while back, actually. Ripple makes a major acquisition, WanChain and XRP. Check out the blockchain banker. The WanChain XRP yield farming is a great thing to do to earn rewards on your tokens. I asked him if he was using it. Yes, I use it. You can send your XRP to the yield farming app and add it as liquidity to earn yield. What makes it possible is really low transaction fees. And again, I'm using it for a very, very small amount. You can earn the gas token on WanSwap called WASP. Once you claim your WASP, you can swap it for more XRP or other tokens on WanSwap. It's worth messing around with a low amount to start off with to see how it all works. It's actually a joy to use, way better than Uniswap and 1inch. And 1inch, interesting. So I remember, who was it? Darren Moore is doing all those videos. He did a video on WanSwap, 2 months ago. After he put that video out, and he actually put like a little PDF on how to use WanSwap. I tested that with $50, but I haven't really checked on it. I haven't staked any of the WASP or anything. What's going on, Alex? Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here, my friend. 416 Crypto is in the building. What's going on, brother? Great to catch a live from you, Siege. What's your thoughts on this market? Flash crash, a possible bear upcoming. I think we're going slower than expected, but this year will be a 10x for XRP. My hope again hasn't changed. I still hope for and plan for a $20 to $26 XRP in November, December of this year. Still the plan. I don't know if we get there, but that is still the plan. Blockchain backers, he's in the $9 to $13 per XRP, which would be great. Obviously, very, very cool. So I don't think this we're in a bear market or coming up on a bear market. I think it's going to be interesting because my guy, High Altitude Investing, is saying he talked about this mini bear market for a long time now, coming in June, July. And are people going to think that that mini bear is the full blown out bear? And will they go into despair if their tokens didn't even reach the previous all-time highs? It's going to be interesting to see. I do think that this has been truly a test for the retail speculator. And never forget it. Never, ever forget that the retail speculative or speculator investor in this market is the liquidity. The liquidity for institutional old school or old money. You know what I mean? So think about that. What happens if we have a bear market, that quote unquote mini bear market, right in the middle of summer when we were supposed to have a bull run and a lot of people's tokens didn't even or has not reached their previous all-time high? You know what I mean? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to happen with that. They want you to sell. That's exactly right. What's going on, Travis? It's good to see you, my friends. Good to see you checking in today for sure. So what are we doing? Again, are we just holding and just being beholden to the ups and downs of this market? Or do we have a strategy? Are we working on a strategy to earn in the ups and the downs? It's right there in the DeFi space. The question is, how are you participating? You know? Yeah, indeed, XRP Joe. Those are my guys right there. High altitude investing and do it yourself, DIY investing. Those are my guys right there for sure. Guys, 47 people here, it looks like, in the stream. Please make sure to hit the like and subscribe if you are enjoying the hangout. 416 crypto. And that is the deal, right? So it feels as though a lot of people are just beholden right now to the market. Like there's no strategy in place to earn, you know, some crypto on your crypto. And I don't mean just by the Celsius network, which I think is absolutely outstanding. I think we're going to go hang out in Miami next weekend with Alex and the boys. You know, go out to Miami again. We love Miami, and get to hang out with Alex from Celsius for a couple, well, for at least for one day, because we're not going to the Bitcoin conference. But you know, Celsius is doing a little private thing for sure. You have to reach out to Zach if you want to go to it. If you're Celsius, if you're a Celsian. And they're going to do an AMA, and then they're going to do a reception afterwards as well. So that is really, really the key. And so I think, you know, what we've been doing, we started out very slow, $50, $50, and then we went to 500, is, you know, taking an approach very, very similar to what we did during the bear market, which is just taking some capital, right, from my cash flow business and putting it into DeFi and learning DeFi. And I like what someone said on YouTube one time, you know, if you do something like 30, 40, $50, right, and to learn 30, 40, $50 to learn, it's like you would pay someone, you know, 100 or $200 to learn some new skill, to learn a new project, to learn a new skill set, right? People who have a skill set, you want to learn from them. It's like, you know, you pay, right? It's like having a coach, right? It's like, you know, a lot of people doing all these coaching things, right? We do coaching for people in our space as well, right? And so look at it that way. Look at that 40, you know, that 30, 40, $50 that you're putting on a platform per platform as, you know, paying to learn. Now, if you can get off of the Ethereum mainnet and get onto the Matic or Polygon mainnet, then you're going to save a ton in fees, and then you just got to learn how to do that, right? So guys, let me know if you want me to cover doing some videos on how to do it. If you want to learn how to get off of the Ethereum mainnet and onto the Polygon mainnet, where you can begin to not have to deal with all these fees, Ethereum fees, you want to know some more videos, you want to see some more videos on how do I use Polygon. Wade Johnson says, yes, for sure. Cool. Paul Bogle, what's going on, my friend? Paul Bogle's like, keep stacking those coins. Nothing has changed. Right. And so, the good prices right now. I could tell you, I added to my position when we had that 54% drawdown. I added to my position in 5 different digital assets, right? What's going on, Kyle Timor? Good to see you, bro. Joel Bonilla's in the building. So I'm here seeing a lot of yes, sirs, yes, El Siege, beat you, yes, please. Okay. Yeah, so I'll do some videos on how to do that. I don't know if there'll be live streams or it'll just be uploaded videos where I walk you guys through that, for sure. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Again, I got about 15, 18 tabs up right now. Places like Zapper.fi, Wallet.matic.network, OneInch.exchange, I got WanSwap up a little. I'm going to go back and look and see how much WSP I've earned. WASP. Walk us through what for sale, how to use the Polygon network, how to use Aave, stuff like that for sale. No, Alex, so Siege, question for you about Celsius. I want to transfer my Polygon to Celsius. When I click transfer on Celsius, it says only send your ERC coins to this address. Is that different than Polygon? No. Nope. So if you have Polygon and you want to deposit it onto Celsius, yeah, you just hit the transfer button on Celsius and deposit it that way. Small, always test with a small amount, but no, the only difference for Polygon is that they're a layer 2 quote unquote solution for Ethereum, so they have their own mainnet. But as far as for depositing on there, yeah, no worries. I have tons and tons and tons of Polygon on, and I had tons and tons and tons and tons and tons, but I rotated profits into other stuff. But yeah, love that 14% interest for sure. Yeah, there you go, XRP Joe. Yeah, indeed. Passive income is the greatest opportunity in the space, and many people are not quite getting it yet. But thank you for helping us understand. You're welcome, bro. And that is exactly it. Nomad, his name is Noah Steedman, I believe it is, said it's different than 2017. This run is different than 2017. It's different. And it's no longer about acquiring the asset and looking for asset appreciation. It's about building a business within this new DeFi space. About learning how to build a business that generates cash flow within the DeFi space. Learning how to do that. And Celsius is a great, great platform for sure to start that journey. I mean, it's great, right? Because they do all the DeFi stuff for you, right? You're just depositing and you're earning the yield, right? But, I would encourage you, after a period of time, after being on Celsius for a year or so, learning how to do what they do yourself. Celsius is heavy into DeFi. Celsius uses Aave. Celsius uses Curve. It's not the only way to get yield, but they do use those platforms to get yield. right? For sure, for sure. And that is the key, learning how to create a business where you kind of, if you will, you manage your portfolio of assets. And maybe your portfolio of assets are assets that you buy and you simply hold. And maybe there are assets that you earn yield on as well, right? And once we learn that, when you get your Celsius, return in Celsius is to pay back in your coin staking or USD. It depends if you're in the US or if you are in international. In the US, you can only earn in kind. So whatever you deposit on that platform, Bitcoin, Ethereum, sell token, you earn that token. If you're international, you have a choice to earn in kind, depositing Bitcoin and earning Bitcoin, or earning in the sell token. You have a choice. Yeah, you have a choice. And so my question is, if I'm earning 14%, and maybe you smart guys don't know this, if I'm earning 14% on Polygon, and then I borrow against that, I'm no longer earning interest on the collateral that's being used for the loan, right? So I'm no longer earning 14%, right? I get the absolute, I get to be treated like the 1% of 1%, and that I can borrow against my asset at a 1% loan, 25% LTV. And that, my friends, is a blessing. You're welcome, Alex. But I'm no longer earning interest on that. If I deposit into DeFi on a platform where I earn interest, it's less interest, but I can borrow and earn even more interest. Is that a better option? I really have to look at that and really, really see. I have to really, really look at that, because it's a couple of factors. Number one, the borrow rate on Aave is 3.75% or 4% or whatever it is. It goes up and down, the borrow rate. It's not that awesome, amazing 1% that Celsius offers. But when I borrow, I'm still earning interest. I'm earning interest to borrow. That's something to really, really, really think about. Trevor LeConte, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you today for sure. Something to think about, and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of weighing and I'm looking and I got to think. I got to think about that. You know, I got to think about it. XRP Joe says it would make. What's going on, Jackie 33? Good to see you, miss. It would make sense to me to borrow against the asset I'm earning less interest on. So you're saying it would make sense to borrow against something, and even though you're making less interest, at least you're making interest on something that you borrow. That's what I've been pondering all morning and all afternoon, XRP Joe. Because again, as much as I love that 1% loan at Celsius, I mean, I love it, because I love being treated like the 1% of the 1%. I love that I don't have to put in an application, and I don't have to get the approval for some dude on the other side of the table looking me up and down, wanting to know if I got references. I love that. And in DeFi, that's the same way as well. You don't have to go through all that madness. But the fact of the matter is, at 25% LTV, at 1%, those assets on that collateral is not earning interest. So whether you do a 25% loan or a 33% loan or a 50% loan, 50% LTV, right? Whatever that collateral is used, you're not earning interest on it. So, I mean, 14% is cool on the remaining assets that are still left in there. If you have enough in there that some is left, but just understand you're not earning interest. And Alex will tell you, you're not earning interest there. Yeah, Jackie 33. I've done several 1% loans on Celsius. It is just so smooth. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. It really is. I just love it, man. Just pull out the app and do you. Pull out the app and do you. And it feels good to know that, your average retail investor, right? You come into this space, you've done your homework, you've done your due diligence, right? You've acquired some assets. You learn about Celsius and you learn that you can earn crypto on your crypto. You deposit your assets on the 6, 8, 10, whatever, 15 assets, whatever, right? You're earning this interest every single week. And it's the highest yield in the space. It is the highest yield in the space. That's no question. There's no argument. Highest yield in the space. But when you do borrow your collateral, their business model, which helps them to become successful and be able to give yield to 80% of the revenue. 80% of the revenue comes back to the depositors like you and I. In order to make that business model work, one of the mechanisms is when you do borrow, and they want you to borrow. When you borrow, you're not earning interest on that collateral that's locked up. That's the business model. That's the business model. And I love it. It doesn't mean that there aren't things that are better. And there are things that are better. Now, they're better in terms of earning interest on the collateral, but is it better in terms of safety? No, it's not better in terms of safety. It's just not. Celsius is a beast when it comes to safety, securing your assets, securing our assets. Celsius is a beast. So you gotta look at the trade-offs. You gotta look at the trade-offs, or you just take percentages, right? You take percentages, take a percentage, right? Take a percentage. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. And I'm gonna, I'll probably do a 50-50 type deal. Yeah, and look to see, or I may take the collateral that is earning 14% because I did borrow against the Polygon that I have, and take the whatever is still earning interest and put it over there on Polygon, and really deposit, borrow, earn interest while I'm lending and borrowing. That's a powerful thing. Earn interest while I'm lending and borrowing. And become savvy enough to borrow and minimize my risk of borrowing. The great thing about Celsius is when you borrow, they minimize the risk for you. Like they minimize 95% of the risk for you. They give you everything you need, your LTV, your margin rate number, your price. They send all these email notifications. They do everything. They give you options to add collateral in 50 gazillion different ways. They take all of that. They take 95% of that risk of borrowing. They take it away. And that is a beautiful thing, especially when you're learning, It's a beautiful thing. So very, very powerful, very, very powerful. But look, I've learned another way. And as a business owner, it's my responsibility to learn how to become a better business person, right? We have a cash flow business outside of crypto that fed into us allowing us to borrow to purchase assets, right? But now there's a business within the crypto space that we got to get better at. We got to learn. We got to increase our skill set. We got to increase our mindset and learn the business within crypto. There's a business in there. DeFi, there's a reason why DeFi is taking over. There's a business in there to learn. And you can literally create cash flow. Literally can create cash flow if you learn the skill sets required to make it happen. And once you got to learn how to minimize risk in any business, you know, the thing we built outside of crypto, right? Some people say 3 years is a short amount of time, but it's still 3 years. We put together something pretty, it's massive for us. But yeah, that took time. So why not take the time here? I mean, 3 years in crypto, learning, right? Learning how to get that LTV to the right spot, the right minimum percentage, right? 30% and under, learning that, right? Don't go to that 50%. Why? Because if the market drops 50% like it just did, you're in trouble, right? Just gotta learn that, right? Yes, I can. Crypto_JS. Yes. Yeah, I started that process. I started because we have an LLC. We started that process, but we did not continue the onboarding because I had to get into a workshop for 2 months, and it was taking every inch of me to get done. That's right, XRP Joe. It's such a great statement, bro. You're a smart dude. We must work hard on ourselves to create true wealth. We must be good students. Speaking of that, how many of you guys know of a guy named Gary Tan? T-A-N. Let me see. Yeah, T-A-N. Garrytan. Anybody know of a guy named Gary Tan? We must work hard on ourselves to create true wealth. We must be good students, without question. Yes, right, for sale. She has. Have not heard of him. I'm going to share him with you guys here in just a couple of minutes. That's right, XRP Joe. Lots to learn in the next 20 years or so. And I love that. Isn't that great? We're so early in this space. I just envision the day, me and Miss Crypto Siege will be hanging out on the beach somewhere, maybe Maldives or maybe Bora Bora, who knows, maybe St. Kitts and Nevis. And we'll see people with shirts on, with crypto shirts on. And, maybe they're in a conversation about DeFi. We could talk about how we were there in the early days. We were there in the early days of DeFi. We were there in the early days of crypto. Imagine 10, 15 years from now. That's how early we are, right? It's going to be a really, really cool deal. I can't wait for that to happen, right? Because DeFi is going to become mainstream. DeFi is taking over the financial market, and people like Kevin O'Leary recognize it. That's why he added his name and became a majority shareholder in a DeFi company, right? That's why Mark Cuban came out and publicly stated how he had invested in Polygon, right? So Gary Tan, turns out that Gary was an early, like one of the first early investors in Coinbase. And Brian Armstrong actually emailed him and asked him if he was interested in learning about what they were doing early on. Let me see if I can share this. And he talks about that same thing there about your skill set. And I think he shares his story of meeting. Let me see something. Let me do this. Yeah, this is Brian Armstrong, and how Brian reached out to him. I'm trying to see if this is the video. I think it is, but let me see. Let me see something. No, this is not it, but I'm going to find it. Hold on. Here it is right here. I funded Coinbase. I funded Coinbase in 2012, making 6,000x on my best investment. Gary Tan, let's see.
8 years ago, I met a founder and invested $300,000 into his company. Those shares are now worth over $2.4 billion. That company was Coinbase, which investors have now valued at more than $100 billion. It's the best investment I've ever made. You might have heard of my $200 million mistake. I said no to being a co-founding engineer at a $40 billion company. Don't feel too bad for me. I did say yes to being one of the first checks in a $100 billion startup. Silicon Valley is crazy. This is my story of my $2 billion success. Let's get into it.
So hopefully they ain't gonna strike me with the freaking video.
Coinbase is now worth a reported $100 billion or more on the secondary markets. By the time you're watching this, who knows where the price will be. In March of 2012, Brian Armstrong sent me 0.05 Bitcoin using his new startup called BitBank. His idea was pretty simple: make a clean, well-lit place for people to buy and hold Bitcoin. While a lot of startups pivot, the idea stayed the same this whole time for them. The only thing that really changed was BitBank ended up changing their name to Coinbase. When I got that 0.05 Bitcoin in 2012, Bitcoin's total market cap was under $1 billion. Today, Bitcoin's market cap is over $1 trillion. That fraction of a Bitcoin was worth about 2 cents then. Today, it's worth about $2,500. A moment later, right after I got that 0.05 Bitcoin, I got an email from Brian. He had built this prototype and got it online. He'd been coding like crazy the past few weeks. He asked, do you have any tips on finding co-founders, and do you know anyone from your community who might be interested? It's funny to think back on that, because anyone who would have joined back then would be a multi-billionaire today. Here's what I wrote back. The hardest part about finding co-founders is you probably already know the right people, but they might be doing other things. You've got to show these people why this could be, or already is, much bigger than anything that they're doing right now. It's about transferring your belief in this market and this product to others. You already know your future co-founder, but you both.
Yeah. And so, that thing to me is a very, very powerful lesson. This is obviously he's a VC guy. He's been a VC guy for a while. And I just happened to stumble across him in my feed, right? Interestingly enough, and I don't think that's an accident. I really don't think that's an accident at all. Because we're in a very, very unique position here. Shortly, we'll be able to, thanks to platforms like Bank to the Future, to be investors, if you will, in places like in startups like Coinbase, right? Very, 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 very powerful. Definitely recommend checking out his channel. It's Gary Garry Tan. Let me put the video in here for you guys to check them out. And I got a couple other channels that I definitely recommend you guys check out. So let me do this first. Did I stop sharing? Yeah, I stopped sharing. Yeah, watch some videos from this guy. It's very, very interesting stuff. I watched two or three videos from him this morning, just getting his mindset and mentality around becoming someone who can invest $300,000 into a startup company, right? $300,000 he put into that. So, yeah, sure, I'll get into that thing. Yeah. That's what's coming for you and I. That's the opportunity that is coming for you and I. It's coming for sure. Let me go over here. Let me search Noah. IDMAN. You want to learn some stuff? Let me go here. Here's another guy to learn from for DeFi. Did that work? Let me see. Did that work for you guys? Did the link show up? Yep. And the other guy to learn from was two other ones. So let me do this. This is about learning DeFi. And I'm going to do that. Don't worry, I'm going to do that tutorial. DeFi tutorials with DeFi Dad, interestingly enough, is his name. And then I would also recommend checking out this person too. So let's see. I'm gonna hook you up what I've been checking out over the last few whatever. And then I heard on Noah Steedman talking about this guy that I'm going to post, but I just was able to find who he was talking about today. The name of the channel is called Bankless. So let me do this. Start your crypto finance journey. Go bankless. So let me do this. What happened there? Copy. Here's one more. Definitely highly recommend you check those out. Now, the last one I just put in there, I just watched about 30 minutes of the video there, but the guy Noah Steedman recommended him as a guy to follow on YouTube. Crypto_JS says Bankless and Mark Yusko are great listens. Add those to y'all's resources. Absolutely. So when I just started listening to Bankless, I think I seen him on some other tutorial once before, but I did subscribe to his channel and his newsletter as well, Crypto_JS. Again, to kind of learn where we are. And it's so hugely important to understand the unique opportunity, just like Jackie 33 was saying, that we're very, very fortunate to be early in this space and able to learn as we go. Imagine learning something massive as DeFi for $50 every 2 weeks, testing it out, checking it out. $100 a month to learn about how to create a cash flow business in crypto. Think about that. That is really, really massive. Really, really, really massive. And so, yeah, definitely just learn without question. I'm going to do those DeFi videos for you guys also. That's right, Michael Cummings. There you go. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hey, Siege, I love when the market is bleeding so I can increase my position in cryptos I missed out on. I like looking at my blockfolio when the market is red and saying to myself, glad I got in early. Yeah, think about XRP under $1 and the potential for it to go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, very, very strong. I know when the market is going to go green. The market is going to go green for sure. I can pretty much guarantee it on the 1st of June. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee the 1st of June. Yeah, it'll be green again. I can almost guarantee it. So guys, listen, do some homework, do due diligence. I will definitely do some videos, how to use Aave, how to use Polygon on Aave, how to use Polygon on Curve, what is Zapper.fi, how to use Yuan Swap, how to use Sushi Swap. And obviously we will cover, impermanent loss or impermanence loss. We'll cover that as well. But just understand, guys, some food for thought. We have an opportunity to go where the digital asset space is going. We have an opportunity to go there ahead of time. My mentor always told me something, right? He said, if you want to be wealthy, right, find out, if you want to be wealthy, not rich, but wealthy, find out where everyone else is going and get there first. Find out where everyone else is going in crypto and get there first. And that's what we're going to do together in terms of with DeFi and what's going on with DeFi. So that is going to be a pretty cool thing to do for sure. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for hanging out on a Friday night. It's been a really, really cool hang. I'm going to learn some more for sure. I'm going to spend a little time with the love of my life. And then I'm going to do some more learning, love of my life, crypto siege, and then going to do some learning, some more learning to prepare, right? Find out where everyone else is going and then get there first. It's powerful stuff, guys. Powerful stuff. All right, guys, listen, I am going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win, but that's okay though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.